The difference between the 1% and you is when they want something, they actually do something about it. They want it so bad, they're so hungry for it that they'll do whatever it takes and go to whatever path they need to get there and to get what they want. You don't want it enough. You don't want it like they do. I'm very fortunate in life to where I've been able to accomplish and experience different things that other people haven't. And when they learn and find out that I've had the chance to experience these things, they're just so shocked and aghast, like, how did you get to do that at like your age or your position in life? And I'm like, I don't really see why it's so surprising. I just wanted it more than you do. You have to want it more than every other person who's going after it. Because at the end of the day, most people are going to sit on their ass and not get anything done. They're not going to actually achieve everything that they want to achieve. And that's okay. Not everyone can be a millionaire, a billionaire, and anything. Not everyone can be rich. Not everyone will accomplish all their dreams. Not everyone will live a happy and fulfilled life. That's just the simple truth. There's way too many human beings on this earth, and not enough of them will actually be diligent and go for what they want. So the question at the end of the day is, are you going to be the everyone else who always has those regrets later in life? Or will you be like those who can say that they have all these accomplishments under their belts, and yet there's still more that they want to do, and they're able to spend their life continuously pursuing the things that interest them and the things that they want to do? That's the side that I'm trying to be on. I mean, hey, I'm 19 at this time of this video. I've self-published a poetry book. I have a YouTube channel. I've had 2 or 3 businesses at this point in my life. I've gotten to intern in finance. I've gotten to intern in gaming. I've gotten to do a marketing internship as well. I'm at a very critical stage in my life where I'm trying to build meaningful connections and relationships with the people around me, because I want to see a certain future, and I'm going to do whatever it seems like makes sense to me to achieve that type of future. And I want to tell you a little bit more about how you yourself can do that. It really starts with the today, with the now. You watching this video can be a first step in going that way, but you cannot be one of those people that watch a video like this and then just go about their life like you didn't just absorb this information. You cannot passively watch. You have to be actively absorbing and seeing what your next step after this is going to be. Say, for example, you're interested in some sort of job field or passion. What resources or people do you have around you right now that you can get into contact with and start building that path to your future? Say, for example, I'm going to use an example that I can supplement with because it's related to me. Say you want to work in finance. Who can you contact? Who do you know in your family? Who do you know amongst your friends? Who do you know at your school? Any clubs? Even if you don't know anybody, you need to start building those connections. Go to your career center. Find out, hey, do we have any alumni who've worked here, or work in these industries and you'd recommend I talk to? Can you help me with my interview skills? Can you help me with my resume skills? You need to get everything that you can get out of the surroundings that you're in, because that's what they're there for. If you don't do it, someone else out there is searching and trying to get every resource they possibly can to push themselves forward. When you think about people going to college, people going to school, someone out there is doing the work, emailing, calling, applying to whatever they can to make sure that they can go to school debt-free. I know people who relentlessly apply to scholarships, still do. They're already in their college, hitting their sophomore, junior, senior year. They're still applying to whatever scholarships they are eligible for because they can still be getting money to pay that off. That financial aid, if they realize that the price increased but their financial aid hasn't, they email and call down whoever they need to because they know they can't afford to just be shelling out money like that. There's a grade that you didn't really like in that class. They hunt down that professor, they talk to the TA, they do everything they possibly can to either improve that grade, either do better on the next assignment, or figure out something else, because they know at the end of the day, either they aren't satisfied with that grade, or they know they need something better to get over that threshold for that requirement, for that major, for that minor, for that whatever. How are you going to do that in your life? I want you to sit down right now, at least one goal in your life. I want to be an artist, I want to be a teacher, I want to have fun, I want to travel, I want to learn language. What are you going to do as soon as this video is over to do that? How are you going to hold yourself accountable? Motivation is not enough. I hate when people say just be motivated, just really push through. Pushing through is not going to do anything for you. Motivation runs out. You'll get burnt out. You'll get tired. You'll have your bad days. It's not about motivation. It's about discipline. Are you disciplined enough? Some of you can't even stick to a workout routine. Some of you can't even stick to a study routine. Some of you can't even stick to a shower, brush your teeth, whatever routine. I understand that people are in many different phases of their life. Mental illness, mental health, whatever is a very real factor. But at some point in your life, you have to want more. You have to want better with every cell in your body. There are people out there, so many, most of the most successful people in the world have some sort of anxiety, depression, mental health, mental illness, some sort of disorder. It's the fact that they're able to use that and build upon their life still. They're able to have that going on in their life, and still they're going to pursue and get what needs to be done. Trust and don't worry about that. So are you going to be the person that just sits, it's like, I'm struggling so much. How long are you going to struggle? No one, absolutely no one out there in this world can want for you to be better and happier more than you can. Because then who are you really living for? If you wake up and your motivation isn't, I want to be happy, I want to be fulfilled, what is it then? What are you going to do? We all have a limited amount of time on this earth. And that never really hits you until you see someone close to you die. Or to have many, many regrets. Ask the oldest people around you, what do you wish you had done and you never did? And they can just go on forever and forever. There's just such a long list of things that they wish they had done, that they wish they had tried, that they wish they'd spoken to or seen this person. Do not be that person with regrets. Be the super cool, super chill old person, that grandma in the neighborhood that has so many stories in life because you just went out there and you lived life to the fullest. Not everyone has to be on that work set, grind set. That's not what I'm saying. Maybe for you, maybe that discipline is about forcing yourself to relax, forcing yourself to have hobbies, forcing yourself to be outside and to touch grass and to have friends. I think that a huge misconception is that when we talk about being disciplined and doing the things that you need to or want to do in life, that doesn't have to be career or anything focused. You can just really want to be a more social person. Maybe for a really long time, you've hated the fact that you don't know how to talk to people, that you wish you had more friends, that you wish you had more meaningful relationships. What are you going to do to have that? Go outside tomorrow. Go to a cafe. Go sit outside. Go read a book. Go talk to someone on public transportation. It's back to school season. You sit down in class. Don't just be staring straight ahead of you the whole time. That 5 to 10 minutes before class starts. Hey, how are you? What's your name? What year are you in? What are you studying? What led you here? Just having casual conversation like that can do so much for you. I've reached a point in my life where sometimes I'm just like, what's your Instagram? What's your number? I want to keep talking to you, or I want to keep seeing what it is that you're doing in life because I think you're interesting. Sometimes you don't even need to have an ulterior motive. It's just, I would feel better at least knowing one other person in this class. At least having that one other connection, that one person I can sit to and talk to and work on this class with can do such wonders for people. I see so many people who are like, I had such an isolated year. And it's like, well, what were you doing? Like, I feel like at some point, unless you go to a school like that's the most clickiest thing possible and there's a population of 5, you can always go out there and talk to somebody. My friends that I have right now that I'm rooming with, how did I meet them? I was walking back in the dorm at 12 a.m., saw a bunch of people playing, I think, spades in the library, having fun, chatting, laughing. What did I do? I just walked in and said, hey, what are you guys doing? I ended up going to a concert with them the very next day. We've been locked in like this since. I think starting next month, it will have been a full year of knowing them. People that I met in my first semester of my freshman year, I am now living with in a dorm. All because I just decided, let me go in, let me see, let me try this new experience. Every day you need to be learning or growing in a different way. And that's how you make yourselves different. That's how you really put yourself out there. That's how you're a name that will be left in history. And you know what? Sometimes you don't even need to be a name left in history. Maybe that's not your cup of tea. Not everyone has to be a big name hotshot millionaire. That doesn't mean you're not contributing to life in this world. I mean, look at all the millionaires and billionaires that we have. Can we truly say that they've all contributed so much to this world? Some of them have. That is entirely true. But others have not. For most people, it's the regular, everyday people in their lives that have had the most impact. Who are you going to impact? Whose life are you going to make better? Don't forget what I said earlier. You need to be making your own self better and happier. That should be number one on the board. And you can call that selfish. Some of you need to be more selfish. Some of you give and give and give and give so much of yourselves to other people that when I turn around and look at you, I don't see what's left. At the end of the day, what are you besides a reflection of other people? Who are you actually? Who are you going to be at the end of the day? Are you going to be the 99% that live their lives unhappy and unfulfilled? Or will you be the 1%? I'm going to be the 1%. I'm going to be successful. I'm going to accomplish as many of the things that I possibly can until I'm old and weak and dying. I'm going to be the Snoop Dogg of the people who know me. Yeah, I'm going to be 80 and continuing to live life. And I fully and 100% believe that to be true because I'm doing what it takes for that to be true. What are you doing? What are you doing to be happy? Maybe in your future you want to be chilling on a porch, having a home, a backyard, and a front yard. You want to have your family there playing. You want it to be a generational home. You want to be sitting there with a cup of tea and a good book. How are you going to get there? Because trust me, in this economy, in this world, that's not going to be everyone's future. Some people are going to work until their bones break and they die on company grounds. And who's going to care about them? No one. They're just going to fade away just as they came into this world. I don't want that for you. I don't want that for me. It most definitely will not to be me. So what are you going to do about it? If you haven't had at least some ideas at this point based on what I've been saying to you, it's kind of looking like you're going to end up being that 99%. I'm sorry to say it. But I hope if this has spurred you to action, if this has put some sort of spark into you to go and do more, then you're on the right track. Being provoked to action, being afraid, sorry, sad, angry, feeling something because of where you are in life and realizing that you're not where you want to be, you are already taking the first step. Now you need to take that feeling and turn it into action. The day you let that feeling just come and go, you've become the 99%. You've become literally everyone else who just complains about where they are in life, and they sit right there. It literally blows me sometimes. Like, I'll be talking to the adults in my life, and they're like, what are you doing, Chelsea? Like, how is your life going? And you tell them, they're like, oh, you've got to make it for us. You've got to make it for me. You're only 30. What do you mean make it for you? You're 30, 40. You still got at least 30 to 40 more years in you. Do not put your expectations on me, Buki. Go live your life. Like, people will be 40 saying this. You still have like almost 20 years until retirement. You better get it together. I don't know what to tell you. If you think that when you've hit that stage in your life that there's nothing you can do anymore, you are already a lost cause. Look how many 40, 50, 60, 70, 80-year-olds and up are still doing crazy things and you're hearing about them. Why do you think age is a limitation for you? I'm saying this specifically to the older people who may be watching my videos. Why do you think your age is a limitation? If your first instinct to any question like that is to bring up excuses, we gotta do better than that. Oh, the kids, all the bills, all of this. I'm not in that place of life anymore. What I can do that. You could be though. You could be though. Somewhere out there, there's someone the exact same age as you with a very similar situation who's gonna have a completely different life because they got up one day and said, I've had enough. I have had enough. And if you haven't had that moment, I don't know what to tell you. But I'll tell you what, very, very early on, I had enough. I saw the way that life has broken the backs of my parents, and I said, that won't be me. That will not be me. Okay? I'm sorry, Buki. My parents did not come to this country for me to live the exact same life they lived. No. It's not gonna happen. I'm gonna have a completely different life. And you know, it's not like their lives are over. I tell them all the time. You keep saying like, life is just so hard and I don't know what to do. And it's like, What you want from me? You're my parents. And sometimes you just have to give them a little push. You have to be like, listen, you still have quite a few years ahead of you before retirement. Put that money away, put it into those accounts, start buying those tickets, start taking those trips, because it will get harder and harder as you age. Do not live your life working for every dollar. And you know, I know there's some of that guilt sometimes you feel afraid of living a better life than maybe the people around you. That guilt isn't going to help you or them. It isn't going to save anyone. It's not going to do anything for anyone. That guilt is just going to be one other bag on you, weighing you down. You have to let it go, and you have to sit down and be like, I deserve more. I deserve better. I deserve happy. I deserve fulfillment. I think happiness is fleeting. I'm happy several times a day, and then I'm sad several times a day. But fulfilled, that is lifelong. I want fulfillment. I can't say that all the 1% have fulfillment. That's their life. That's their journey. But I'm going to be fulfilled, and I'm going to be happy, and I'm going to be comfortable. And you may be thinking, you have such, faith or belief that that's going to happen. How do you know? I just know. I don't let uncertainty block my paths or the things that I want to do in life. I don't let that happen. I say it's going to happen, so it will. I hope that one day you can sit down and be like, I do feel fulfilled. I do feel like I've done the things in life. Maybe not all. It's impossible to do all. We're just too complex as human beings to accomplish absolutely everything. But one day you'll be able to sit down and be like, I feel like I'm on the right path in life. I feel fulfilled. And once you reach that fulfillment, you are part of the 1%. Being rich doesn't necessarily mean you're part of that 1%, because so many of the 1% kill themselves and are unhappy and outwardly say they're unhappy. You're part of that 1% as soon as you can say, I'm fulfilled. I did as many things as I wanted as I possibly could. I put myself in those rooms and spaces, and I can sit down and be like, yeah, I had a good life. I'm having a good life. As long as you are alive, you should be saying you had a good life. Can you say that for yourself now? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section. But if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching this video. And I hope to see you in the next one every Wednesday as of this video. Do not hold me to those expectations. I'm a human being living my life just as you are.